The only thing cooler than leaning up against a brick wall is having a set of 3D printers to call your own. Hang on a second, that's not right. As annoying as it is when that happens, it's a lot less annoying than it used to be, because it used to take me minutes to sit there for the computer to compile code for these 3D printers. That's right, a 3D printer is not just as simple as taking a Google SketchUp file and plugging it into your 3D printer. There's more to it than that. You have to compile something called G-code for most printers, and that's basically just the raw motor instructions of telling the printer what to do. So I had a really old computer that I was using for that. Windows Vista Ready, AMD 64 Athlon. Yeah, pretty old. So it was much overdue for an upgrade. While this may look like a purpose-built custom computer, that is completely far from the truth. It is a Frankenstein of spare parts I had laying around. For the processor, under that Cooler Master Tower cooler, it is an FX 8320E, and it has two video cards, a GTX 1050 Ti and a Vega 56. Definitely a combination that makes absolute sense. Given my other options for computers I had laying around, this is an Intel Atom, a hyper-threaded dual-core that I think runs at 1.6 GHz. The FX 8320E was the best possible option, and it actually does its job pretty darn well, all 8 of its cores. So here I have my shape file. I have to tell the printer what material, what temperature for the nozzle, what temperature for the bed. I have to tell it how thick the layers are, how many layers, top, middle, sides, how thick to infill the model, and what pattern, how fast to go, whether it's top, bottom, inside, outside, small circles, big circles, overhangs, moving from one place to another, the bottom layer separate from the other layers, and how fast to pull back material when it moves from place to place. I also have to tell it how much support material I need and what kind. And anytime the nozzle moves from one object to another, I have to tell it how far to trigger retraction, how much to retract, how much to lift the nozzle, if at all, and how much extra filament to add, and there's more settings, you get the idea. But basically, the computer has to process a lot of 3D work to convert this shapefile into an actual tool path for the printer. And if I tell this computer to go ahead and get started on that, this is in real time. It takes these 8 objects, and in about 8 seconds or so, okay, 10 seconds, it's already converted it to the printer's code, and I can go ahead and hit send over USB. Just like that, it's going to keep the machine busy for 5 to 6 hours in just a matter of seconds. And that was absolutely not the case with the old computer at all. Here's a couple benchmarks. On my old socket AM2 system, it took 1 minute and 55 seconds for it to convert a Lego tie into machine code. For contrast, it took 2 minutes and 26 seconds to convert the dragon head for my car into machine code. As for the new system on socket AM3+, it was only using half the CPU, 4 of the 8 cores, and it took 24 seconds to generate the Lego tie. Using 75% of the CPU, it took 43 seconds to convert the dragon head into machine code. So it's many times faster, and I can have it working on multiple things at once. I wasn't even thinking of making a video today, but I thought I'd just kind of show you what goes into a computer that's good for 3D printing, as well as let you know that there is still a point to having an old 8-core AMD pre-Ryzen. It's actually the FX 8320E overclocked to 4 GHz to match the FX 8350, at least. I'm pretty sure it's 4, if not 4.1 GHz. They're pretty close, is the point. So I'm gonna go see if I can find a use for that old Athlon 64. I believe it's the 4800 plus. So if I find a use for it, given that I've made a video about doing stuff with old computers, I'll be sure to let you know. Until then, like, share, subscribe, and if there's a button under this video, click it. as long as it's not illegal to click it because it's a meme and you're in the EU. But otherwise, click it.